you ready? It's the Round Table with me, Robert Bannon.
Your love, we got to shake your love, shake your love. Can't shake your love. Debbie Gibson is here. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Round Table. Debbie Gibson 1980s edition. You know what was made in the 1980s? Besides me, Debbie Gibson's 19 million records and her first visit here at the Round Table. Hi, everybody. Thank you for being here. It's Thursday, and you're here for a crazy old good old time with me. Yay! Matthew Trent is here. Listen, Matthew Trent, everybody, is somebody who has a very fancy job, okay? He is like the head vice president of every corporation. In the beginning, it used to be Louis Vuitton. Then it was, I don't know, Balenciaga, Coach, Target, Kmart. Then it became fancy like Estee Lauder or L'Oreal or Maybelline, one of those big corporations, okay? And he's a fashionista. Does he send me free things? No. Do I have free pocketbooks? No. But that doesn't matter because he's my friend and he's getting married. He's getting married and I'm getting married and we've talked about it. And my Darius is right over here and his man is right over there and they're so cute. So Matthew says I'm his PR person. I am going to bring you up to speed about Matthew Trent, everybody. So we have a great show for you all today. Yes, we had a pre-show. Yes, it was a fun one. Yes, I'm wearing Darius's hat. Yes, it was typical crazy. Yes, Alyssa missed it, but that's because she has a newborn baby and she's driving home from work. Damn the man, Alyssa. Yes, damn the man, Alyssa. Got to go to work. Can we just give a shout out to Abby? Abby thought about Abby all day. She wrote me earlier because I'm trying not to be political on social media, but the world seems to be on fire sometimes. And I was upset after I saw what was being said in a press conference today about those poor people on the plane going to Washington, D.C. And Abby's friend was lost in the plane. Someone that she knew and went to their home and when she was in the U.S. So I send my love to you, Abby. I'm so sorry. We send our condolences to you and to everybody out here. We have to be together and stronger than ever. So I thought about you, Abby, and I'm sending my love to you. Thank you, Alyssa. Alyssa says her favorite part of Thursdays. And Christine says, shake your love. And my mom says, hi, everybody. And hi, Aunt Fran. And Bacha Bene, amen. As my grandmother says, hi, Grandma. How are you? And Adrian is here. Hey. And Christine says, hey, Debbie Gibson is here. And Mike says, hello, all. Happy Thursday. Feeling old AF, but worth it for Debbie. Where's my 80s apparel, Alyssa says. My whole body is the 80s apparel. It is 41 years old from 1983. These knees are from the 80s. That's what feels like 80s apparel. Mike has a really good Run DMC outfit, though, for Halloween. That is true. Christine says, yes, this is not even political, but we must show compassion and kindness during tragic events, which brings me to today, Alyssa laughs. You know it's true, Alyssa. I'm not trying to age us, but you know. See, Abby, who I just complimented, is now kicked off the show because she said she doesn't even know who Debbie Gibson is because Debbie Gibson is too young for Abby. So Abby, get off my show. How dare you be young? I'm kidding. I love it so much that she's so young. So I love it. I'm trying to keep my skin in the 80s. Well, we're going to talk about skin on my favorite thing. So stick around and stay tight. Here's my hot take. And it goes along with what we're saying. I'm kidding, Abby. You know I love you. So here's the hot take of the day.
It's smoking.
So my question is, what gives you joy? What gives you joy in these crazy times that we live in? When you see crazy stories in the news, what is your joyful thing? Because we got to find the joy. We can't stay in the anger and the crazy because we can't live like that. We're not going to live like that ever. So we got to find joy. So what is your joy? What brings you joy? Maybe it's a cup of coffee. Maybe it's a drink. That's going to be Mike Melfa's answer. No shade. Mike Melfa. I'm not trying to call Mike Melfa. You know, I'm just saying he might say a drink. I would say a Diet Coke. And, you know, so what is your What is your look? Matthew says Debbie Gibson brings him joy. Matthew, you have to come every week now to the show. I don't care. None of your SH. What does Darius call it? Sugar honey iced tea. None of your sugar honey iced tea, Matthew, about not being here. Christine says Debbie was my junior high school days, singing and dancing in our room and cruising in our car to her fun music. Abby says, oh, now I'm really pissed at you, Abby. Not to make you feel older, but she's older than my parents. Excuse me. Well, Mike says Abby should start with Electric Youth video because it's a classic, and it sure is. So here's our weekend. I got to move on because I'm moving on. Damn you all. So, and Fran, do you remember growing up with your daughters, with my cousins, Lucy and Michelle, listening to Debbie Gibson? I used to listen to Debbie Gibson in her house one weekend, and Fran and Uncle Sal went to Atlantic City, and we watched WrestleMania 5, and we listened to Debbie Gibson with Lori Stasenovich, who is now Lori Michaels, and Debbie Gibson was it, people. She's here. Well, last week we had a very special, tell me what brings you joy. I don't see answers except Matthew. So last week we had a very special trip home to New Jersey, and we flew into Newark Airport for 5 hours. 5 hours. Darius literally, oh, see, he's here. Don't worry. People were very nervous. See, people were very nervous that Darius was missing. He is here. He's setting up the spare room. He bought pillows today from the Meyer, and he's here. He ain't going nowhere. So, and Christine says that Matthew Trent, welcome to the wonderful, fun, crazy, messy roundtable. Matthew has come seen my shows. Matthew is just as messy and fun as us all. Don't let him fool you. You know, girl, I love Matthew. He's a good time. So this week we flew to New Jersey because, as you know, Sean and Christina had a baby. Sean is my brother. So little Cora Rose, look at that baby. She gives me joy. Yes, as Anita Baker said, you bring me joy. Yes, come on, Cora girl. Look at her eyes. Hi, baby. Oh, so we were there. And we held her, and we had a kiki moment with her for a couple of hours. We literally parked the car, valeted the car at Detroit International Airport, jumped on a plane, flew here in an hour. My mom picked us up, took us with appetizers from Noches de Colombia, brought us there. We kikied it up, played with the baby, and then my mom brought us back to Newark Airport, and we got back in time to walk the dog. Amen. So there we are with our niece Cora, and Darius held the baby, and then he got the baby finally to do a because they've been waiting, and Darius just had the magic touch. He just went like this. Done. Clean that diaper. So that was magical. And me and my mom, there's the grandma Rose. Yes, we look alike in this picture. I love that. Thank God. I loved it. So really, really special, really special. My brother and my sister-in-law thought they were funny at Christmas. So last year at Christmas, they got me a sweatshirt that said "World's Okayest Brother." Sean's such a comedian. And then this year at Christmas, they got me a sweatshirt that said "World's Okayest Uncle." And they got Darius a sweatshirt that said "World's Greatest Uncle," which he is a great uncle. He's such a good uncle to his nephews and his nieces and everybody in his family. And now we get to be great. There it is. I kind of love it, though. I love the hoodie on mine and the coloring. So good job, Sean and Christina, even if you are liars. So it was a really fun and special time. My mom says, nice to have us visit. Mike says the world's okayest uncle. Yes, Darius is in his office tonight. He bought a new piece for his office. We're finishing up upstairs, so we're excited. Hi, cat daddies. Hey. We're finishing up the house upstairs, taking it a project at a time, so he's here. Mike says it's 7:00. It's quitting time. He's not working. Maybe he's working. I don't know. He's cleaning. He cleans up. Oh, look, my mom says, oh, Matthew says, my mom is a beauty. and so is the baby. You know, my mom is hot and popping for her age. She looks like she's 20 years younger than she is. She's the same age as she's the same age as Debbie Gibson, which is apparently much older than Abby. Oh, see, it's his home office. He's planning Pride, which is coming up in June. So he's not at the office at work. He's here in the house, upstairs in his office, working on Pride, booking Pride, because Pride is a week or two after our wedding. So, yikes. Amen. So we'll be answering. Okay, Mike says he has permission to continue. And my mom says, love you guys. And Darius says, Matthew, congratulations on your upcoming wedding as well. Is it a big wedding? I'm going to find out about Matthew's wedding. I want all the scoop, Matthew. Where are you getting married? Who's your DJ? Do you have flowers? Are you wearing a dress? Are you wearing a suit? I have a lot of questions to ask him. All right, so I'm a nut. I'm insane. Shout out to our friends over at Broadway in Detroit for our date night this week. We went and saw Hadestown. Wait for me, I'm coming. Wait, I'm coming with you. We saw Hadestown. It's the third time I saw that show. I still don't know what the hell that show's about, but it's very lovely and beautiful. No, I'm kidding. It's so beautiful. And shout out to the cast. They were fantastic. I thought they were really great. They were really, really great cast. They really had the emotion. Literally at the end, the audience gasped. So good. Deidre and Samantha came out with us, and we had a good time. So our friends at Broadway in Detroit, my friend Amber Rasho, and everybody over there, Scott, everyone who takes good care of us and has been so kind to us over there. If you're in the Detroit area, make sure you get your tickets at BroadwayInDetroit.com. Book of Mormon, Come From Away, Clue, The Wiz. So many shows are rolling into Detroit. So get your tickets at BroadwayInDetroit.com. Thank you all so much for being here. Oh, Abby says, no Hadestown spoilers. I'm not saying anything because she's seeing Rachel Tucker in London in a couple weeks. And the original cast, Patrick Page and Amber Gray and Eva Noble-Lozada and Reeve Carney are all going to be doing it in the West End. And you got to go see it. I'm not saying boo. Thank you, Matthew. Matthew says, you two boys, happy wedding. They're such a cute couple. I'm obsessed. I love it. So thank you all. It was a good week working, and the wedding's getting closer, and all the things are on their way. Darius loved it. He said it was so good. It's really beautiful. It's such a beautiful show. So you're going to love it, Abby. Let's keep it moving. And I have lattes. I got something for you on the show tonight when we do your hot take. So what is the week in review? We did that already. The shameless plug. Get it together.
'Cause I'm shameless.
Make sure you let me know what brings you joy so we could talk about that as we go through the show tonight. Oh, look, Abby says she needs to move to Detroit. Come From Away and Book of Mormon, my favorite. Well, Darius has not seen Come From Away or Book of Mormon. And I think he's going to really like Book of Mormon because it's funny and irreverent in that kind of way. I think I saw it with my brother. I don't remember. Mike's seen it. I know Adrian's seen it. So good ones coming up. All right. So, the roundtable is here every single day over on the Broadway Podcast Network. So you could always watch our new episodes. Debbie Gibson's episode is actually on already. So you didn't have to wait till now to see it, but I'm so happy that you're here. You can always go to BroadwayPodcastNetwork.com, or if you're a Spotify subscriber, you can watch the videos. So you can watch the videos. The videos are also on Spotify. So if you go to Spotify and you go to the roundtable, and we've been getting a lot of views, like 1,000 new viewers last week, because Spotify has now turned the roundtable into a video podcast. So whatever you see here, you can now see on Spotify with commercials, sorry. And now you can also see us on YouTube. So if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you're subscribed and you hit the notification button so you can see this show every single week and every day when new episodes are up. We just put up a bunch of new episodes yesterday. Tomorrow on the Broadway World show, we have Adam Pascal and Nick Adams talking about Drag the Musical. You can always go to Broadway World on Fridays for exclusive chats with us here. And I did a really great interview this week. I did a really great, Adrian says, frog. Is frog your answer, Adrian? frogs bring Adrian joy, or frogs, is this an inside joke? What is Mike saying? Hasa Diego, is Mike talking about, are you all talking about Book of Mormon? Oh, I haven't seen that show in a long time. See, Adrian says no Book of Mormon. I got to watch the show again. I'll go to the show again and get your, I saw it 10 years ago. I don't even remember what I ate for lunch today. I think a sandwich. I don't remember. See, Latte is a Dynasty Book of Mormon. The point is, tomorrow's Drag the Musical with Adam Pascal, who I gave you a scoop. Adrian answered earlier. Robert, focus, Robert. So we have I did an interview this week. Sometimes when you do an interview, you get taken by somebody because you do so many of them. You know, I do 300 interviews a year last year, and I did 5 of them yesterday. So I was literally stressed out. I'm running through these interviews and doing these interviews. And then I meet somebody, and Ella Taylor, okay, she comes on to the interview. Ella Taylor comes on the interview to talk about a movie, which I'm going to shout out here on the live show, called No Mercy, which is streaming as of, I believe, next week. Okay. And she wrote the movie and she stars in the movie with a bunch of people. And I don't know her, but she's an actor. I didn't know her, but she starred with Bruce Willis in a movie and she's done a lot of television and she's a supermodel. Okay. She's gorgeous, beat down. She shows up. She's got a beautiful husband, beautiful kid. She comes on, looks just like this. I'm like, oh, you are gorgeous. And she says to me, and I forget that people watch this. So like, it's always great when I do this show because I want to see my mom and Darius and Adrian and Mike and Christine and Lattes and Abby and the Cat Daddies and Matthew Trent and Alyssa. Like, I want my aunt and my grandma. Like, when I'm with you all, I kiki it up. But I forget that last week, 1,000 people watched Martha Washer. 2 weeks ago, 10,000 people watched Il Volo, and another 25,000 people watched on Broadway World. That scares me because I'm an idiot. So she comes on and she says, I'm obsessed with you because I was researching you before I did the interview. And I want to give you my phone number and I want to be your friend. And I said, wait, what? And she said, yes, I watched you in Nia Vardalos. And then I went into a deep dive of your music. And I listened to your whole album, Unfinished Business. Oh, I used to be so skinny. And I said, what? And she said, I love How Will I Know, your version of How Will I Know. And it was so cinematic and beautiful. And I just want to let you know that what you do matters. I didn't even tell anyone this because I forgot about it until I was on the treadmill today when she asked me to be my friend on Instagram. And I just want to say that things like that make you realize that no matter what you're doing out there, I don't care if you're buying a cup of coffee at Dunkin' Donuts or if you're at work and you're making copies at the copy machine, or if you live with your husband, your wife, your partner, your kids, your dog, whatever, you make a difference in this world. You matter. And everything you do, people may not tell you, but the little things you do and the big things you do, if it's Christine promoting Billy Stritch and Jim Caruso's concert, if it's Mike Melfa closing on a house, if it's Adrian booking someone's vacation, if it's my mom putting somebody through in the hospital, if it's Darius helping people at the bank, if it's whatever you're doing, Cat Daddies, if it's Matthew Trent making people buy an expensive bag, what you do matters. And it was a reminder that what we do matters. So I hope you check out the interview. It was really special. She's really sweet. And the movie No Mercy comes out very soon. So take a peek and take a look at it. It's really cute. And oh, my sisters are here. Joyce and Tita. And yay. Hey. Mike says, Kermit brings me joy. You know, Kermit brings me joy. Always. I love Kermit. Darius and Kermit bring me joy. And you. All of you. So we are I really appreciated that. So that's what I got to say about that. Let's keep it moving because I'm talking too much. Let's go to our Detroit.
You better lose yourself in the music the moment you own it. What up, though?
My sister Renee says she's loving the hats. I went to the gym before I came here, so I ran in the house and I literally was like, oh no, not Renee, my barber. She's got to see me. My hair is a mess. So I just threw on Darius's hat. And then I had this hat because Adrian bought me this hat for Christmas. Or Yeah, A did. Yeah, A did. So thanks, A and John. My Detroit moment is this weekend for date night with Darius. He took me to a really cute place called the Green Dot Stables. So we showed up at this place in the middle of nowhere here in Detroit, and I went inside, and the menu had like hamburgers for $2. And then I came to find out there was a slider restaurant. Look at this food. Yes, they had burgers, they had fried chicken sandwiches, they had what is this called? Corned beef. They had veggie burgers. They had these delicious fries. They have the truffle fries. They have the Cajun fries. They had the chili cheese fries. They have food, y'all. And if you're like, Darius had a drank, and I know some of you would have came in and had a drink. I had the kale salad and sliders. I had 5 sliders. Oh, they're good. So shout out to everybody over at the Green Dot Stables here in Detroit. Detroit continues to show me that there is food out here to eat, and I eat it. Like too much of it on the weekends. Hence why I'm back at the gym, because the wedding is in 4 months. But shout out, that was my Detroit find. Come on. Yes. I love it. Mike bought the hat. Oh God. Mike bought the hat. Mike bought the hat for Christmas. Where's your gift, Adrian? Mike bought me this too. Mike bought me this too. No, Adrian got me Kermit things too. All right, Adrian got me a Kermit picture. Mike bought me the hat. It's gone. It's been gone. Mike, when you come here, we have the spare room. You can stay here, and we're going to go, and you're going to have a drink. They have a mystery meat slider, and Adrian got me the Muppet photo. They both got me gum. And I only have one thing of gum left. And Darius says, thanks a lot, people, for the gum. He loves the gum. He hates the gum. Doesn't matter. Thank you for bringing me, Darius, to the Green Horse Staple Green. Moving on. Thank you all. I love you. And I'm sorry I got that all wrong. Oh, you want to know something exciting? Here. Mike says at least one of you still have your senses. That man's crazy. Don't let him fool you. He just does it behind closed doors. We're all both crazy people live in this house. So the long and short of the story is that Adrian has been doing the roundtable for the New York stuff. So she's been going to press day. She's going to another press day this week with Joanna Gleason and Andrew Barth Feldman, and she's been doing a great job. And she is going to cover for us Broadway Con. Broadway Con 10 is coming to the New York Marriott Marquis February 7th to the 9th, which is Adrian's birthday weekend. John and her are going on the 7th. Mike Melfa may have to go with you on Saturday. Mike, don't make plans on the 8th because Adrian is going to need someone to go with. And I think Mike went once, and it was a hot mess. And Broadway Con makes you feel sane. It makes you feel old. It makes you feel good about yourself because it's a very interesting crowd. It's very unique. I hope that Cat Daddies go to because it's very fun. And people are just in rooms just singing soundtracks to songs over and over and over again. So Mike may need to go with Adrian. Adrian's going to cover Broadway Con, and we will show you that exclusive coverage in a couple weeks when they're done with Broadway Con. And it's a poop show. And Mike says that Darius hides his crazy better than me. Yes, he does. He's much more contained than me. But my crazy is so charming. And A says Mike needs the other cameraman. Yep. And that's all this. So thank you for that hot take. I know some of you are waiting for Debbie Gibson, and I'm just having a good time. And you know what? Speaking of Darius, we have to say that I forgot to say this in my week in review. We went to the At Home where Christmas decorations were 90% off. And this is a secret photo of Darius getting 90% off Christmas decorations by the boatload, people, by the boatload. And I think he spent $12.60 and bought 4,000 Christmas tree ornaments. They were 49 cents a box. 49 cents. So then he says next Christmas, he just needs 3 more Christmas trees. 5 Christmas trees. And I love it. So see, Mike, we all got our crazy. He was even wearing me on his socks this week. Look at that. Why was he wearing me on his socks? Because I bought him that, because I'm also crazy. I think we should sell these at robertbannon.com. How many of you would buy Robert Bannon socks? At least 10 of you. At least. Adrian says, get those deals. We were talking to Adrian when we went to the store. So anyway, Darius loves his Christmas time shopping and Christmas music, Christmas everything. See, you pay attention, Christine. I love it. Yes, you do. Let's talk about my favorite thing while we're here.
You get a car! You get a car! You get a car! You get a car!
So, you know, I talk about these places, but no one ever gives me anything for free. Rarely. I don't do this for free stuff. I do this because I love it. And I've become obsessed with, you know, people have, I'm not great at moisturizing and taking care of my skin because I'm until I was 40. So, oh my God. So what happened is I found Darius got me for Christmas. You know, I wish we did get a car, Christine, one day maybe. So Darius got me for Christmas the Bath and Body Works face wash, exfoliating face wash, and the cream. People, gentlemen, Mike, Matthew, Cat Daddies, this is so good. This is so good with aloe and vitamin E. And I feel like I'm underaging. Don't pay attention so much, Mike. He says it's 2025. Good night. Oh, Matthew says, get a skincare. Call my people. Call the Estee Lauder. No, is it Estee Lauder? Maybelline? Well, whatever Matthew Trent says to do is what you should get. But look, this is good. Matthew, this is good. I can't see. Take notes. So yes, so when you're old, see you get this and you put it on your face and oh, it's luxurious. Look at this. I feel like I'm 10 years younger. Hold on. So look at the wrinkles are glowing under your eyeballs. You could put it in your ears, not in the ears, like the canal. Look, you see this? I'm not going to put the face wash on because I got to then wash it off. And all I have next to me is gum. But this is the stuff you need. If you don't have Matthew Trent money, then you just go to the Bath and Body Works. But if you have Matthew Trent money, then you go to the expensive store, which is like at the Nordstrom. I was going to say Raymore and Flanagan, but that's furniture. Bloomingdale's. You should try. Matthew says he's going to try. This is good. And if you get a sale where it's $5, if you get a sale where it's $5, then yes, exfoliation is a must. But yes, get Cat Daddies, you're young. And look, Mike says I'm almost as young as Abby now. See? Thank you. That's because I have the Bath and Body Works exfoliating face wash and the daily face lotion. Amen. Thank you, Jesus. As we keep going, let's keep it moving to our Hey Friend Hey, and then Debbie Gibson is here.
I'll be there for you. How you doing?
Well, our Hey Friend Hey for the week is our guest next week is a friend of our show, and I want to congratulate Sherry Shepard for her nominations again for the NAACP Awards. She is nominated. She has won. She's gotten more nominations. And Sherry is coming to Detroit on February 22nd, the weekend of the NAACP Awards. So Sherry is going to go to LA, go to the NAACP Awards, and then be here at the Motor City Casino Soundboard, February 22nd. You could get tickets at Ticketmaster. And next week, my girl Sherry will be here with us on the round table. So don't miss Sherry's return. Sherry Shepard here to talk about Detroit, to talk about Broadway. She just saw Death Becomes Her. And to talk about her NAACP Awards and her talk show. She's a friend to our show. She's so cute. I love her so much. Sherry Shepard joins us next week. The bomb. Latte says, hey, let's go. Sherry Shepard is here. And Christine says she still can't believe Abby's parents are older than Debbie Gibson. Yes. So don't miss Sherry Shepard next week. If you watch her every day or you're a fan of her every day, I know the sisters watch her, Tita and Joyce watch her. So join us next week. Sherry will be here. I'm definitely telling Sherry about you all, because we definitely have to go see her when she comes to Detroit. That's my mom's birthday, so I don't know where we'll all be, but you guys are going to see her. I'm going to make sure of it. Let's hear your answers, and then Debbie Gibson is here, starting with what brings people joy, the joy of it all. So the cat daddies say, oh, was that the first one? What was our first answer? So our first answer was joy. What brings you joy? Joy. Matthew said, as we said, Debbie Gibson brings him joy, and he's going to see Debbie Gibson at 54 Below. Adrian says what brings her joy is getting a forehead kiss from her husband, walking the dog, and watching Bravo shows. So I love that. That is hysterical and funny. Latte says Harlow brings her joy. And I did take a picture of Harlow, which is Latte's new baby girl, her gecko. And look at it making its roundtable debut. Hey, girl. Hey, Harlow. How you doing? Hey, friend. So that's so cute. I love that so much. Adorables. And the cat daddies say what brings them joy. Well, obviously the cat. A good pun. Showgirls, the movie. Come on, Elizabeth Berkley and what's the other girl? Not Pia Zadora. What the hell's her name? Oh, that's so good. That is the campiest. I could quote the one with the C word, but I won't say it here. And anything that's dulce de leche flavored, and that's why you live in Jersey City, because come on, that's where they make the best dulce de leche everything. Come on, Jersey. My sister says life brings joy. Despite all the craziness, I find joy in the one thing most take for granted. Another day to make a difference in my community, focusing on things I can control and leave the rest to God. 100%. Amen, sister. Renee, Sanook, that's gorgeous. That life gives me joy too. We have to find the joy in every day. Christine says, our dog, family, music, close friends, nature, theater, arts, New York, vacation, Christmas time. Oh, I love that one. That's a good one. Super, super cute. Apparently, Adrian is not saying frogs. Darius says the simple things like authentic relationships. Oh, yeah. Real people, real friends, real love, real family. I love that too. That's a good answer for sure. And what else do we got? Oh, Mike. Mike's answer was, I got to find Mike's answer. Mike said it was his niece and his nephew. That was the cutest. Yeah. His niece and his nephew bring him joy. How cute is that? Did my mom answer? She's going to say, my kids bring me joy. She didn't even need to answer. We already know her answer. You know? So, question. Do they bite? Abby says, does it bite? People say, I've never seen a gecko before. Now I need one. My mom says, Harlow's cute. Latte says, aw, here. My mom says her family brings her joy. I told you that's what she was going to say. Cute, how adorable. Gina Gershon is from Showgirls. Do they bite? Abby wants to know. Adrian says Gershwin. Gershwin, does that bring Adrian joy? What? Showgirls is so bad. It's good. I'm kidding, Adrian. Matthew wants to know where in Jersey City do they have good dulce de leche, because his fiance made him move to New Jersey. My fiance made me move to Detroit from New Jersey. No, he didn't make me. Latte says they bite only if they're scared. Christine says Mama Rose joys being a mom and a grandma. And Adrian says a spelling mistake. No, I like Gershwin. Gershwin's good. Gershwin is like, come on in here. Alexander's ragtime band. Speaking of singing, the one and only Debbie Gibson, 19 million records, sold out. 54 Below is sold out, by the way. So you can't even go see her. 2 shows. The one and only. She doesn't age. She's so good. Oh, roundtable debut. The one and only. Debbie Gibson is here. Take a peek. If you look in the songs last year that are most streamed on my Spotify or my Tidal or my Apple Music, because I have all of them, Lost in Your Eyes, which is 36 years old. You know, I'm born in the early 80s from New Jersey. And you know, New Jersey, we love us some Debbie Gibson. And I'm a Broadway baby. And we love us some Debbie Gibson. And if you know Shake Your Love or Out of the... Do you know how many people, when I said Debbie Gibson is coming on our show, have wrote me and told me their favorite songs? We grew up with you. We love you today. We love you on TV. We love you in our movies. and you're coming to my favorite place in the world at 54 Below. My friend Matthew was like, I was the first person to buy tickets. Me and my husband are sitting front row. We need to see Debbie Gibson for this Valentine's Day. If we sing Lost in Your Eyes, I'm just going to cry. And then I'm going to go eat ice cream and go to bed. Debbie Gibson is here.
Right.
We're here.
We're here. We did it. I can't do a love song show without Lost in Your Eyes. I mean, of course.
Debbie Gibson, it is one of the most gorgeous songs ever written. The words of that song make me boo. I did it at my Pride show at 54 Below.
Oh, I love that so much.
I did it because it is, when you think of songs, you were how old when you wrote the song?
Like 17. I've been writing my book. I know, like, before we went on, I was telling you, like, I'm delivering draft 2, which is like almost the final of my book soon. And I write a lot about like these moments. And I've spoken about this before, but literally I got home from school, I sat at the piano, and that intro just started playing itself. Like, I believe in being proactive in honing my chops and my craft, but to me, the songwriting part of it is the mystical, magical, spiritual, like, get out of the way and let the song come in part of things. Like, I don't even know how that song came into the world, except I got to be the messenger of it.
But I was reading about you. I can't wait for the memoir, everyone, because your life is so fascinating. And if you're in New York, everybody needs to go grab a ticket. Debbie Gibson's Love Songs Live, 54 Below, this February. Go to 54below.org, Broadway World, Broadway Podcast Network, wherever you are, get your tickets. So what is a show like? I've seen your show at 54 Below before. You do a whole retrospective, but this is love songs. So what are we going to hear? What's it about?
So I'm still putting it together because I'm always like, I've become weirdly the queen of creating new shows. Like, we recreated the Electric Youth 35th this year. I did Winterlicious. I did Acoustic Youth. And now I'm doing love songs. So I'm always like, well, how can I make it different? There's a couple of covers no one will expect that I've been dying to do. There will be definitely, like, you've seen me, where there's parts where it's just me and the piano, because especially like my diehards, shout out to the Deb Heads and the Diamond Deb Heads. My diehards love the Think With Your Heart album. They love the Body, Mind, Soul album. They love the Deborah and the MYOB. And there's little gems on each of those that will fit into the show. But if I did them all, we would be there for 4 hours. So they'll change up. I'm doing 4 of these love song shows across the country. 2 are in New York, selfishly, because I'm a New York girl, a hometown girl. But yeah, so there'll be a blend of, more tracked up and live instrumentation type things with energy. But then, like, when you hear love songs, you might think it's going to be all kind of like mellow. No, because this is what I've been thinking about. There's love of self. There's love of Broadway. There's love of dance music. There's love of, right, there are unrequited love songs because not everybody is in love this Valentine's Day. Hi, me included. So, like, even when I was doing the holiday shows, and I did this big disco medley, and I included the song Last Dance. And Paul Jabara wrote such an incredible song with that song. And I said, God, this is a love song. This is a song about not being afraid to need something or someone, even if it's in a moment, but it could mean more. That song can mean whatever you want it to mean. So I've been really just looking for those songs that maybe they don't fit, again, the traditional prototype of what people think is a love song, a ballad with strings and whatever. And again, there will be some of those, but there's going to be a variety that speaks to all kinds of love.
Oh, I'm so excited. People, 54below.org. Come on. Well, what I love when listening to your music all week to get ready to talk to you, if it's the winter album, or if you go out, back in time to the other albums that we all grew up with and lived with, is that what separates you, no shade to other pop superstars, is you have musical chops times 1,000. Like, you can sit down at that piano. I see you just on Instagram the other day play Lost in Your Eyes. I see you sit at a piano and play. You did a show at 54 Below where you had your book. You were just pulling songs out and playing.
My audition book, my God, that loose leaf has stood the test of time. Yeah, and I love that. Like, I just think Why go to a live show if it's going to be, as I put it, the small world at Disney, where it's like the machinery is going and it's the same thing every time. And I love the small world at Disney, but it should feel different and be different every time and be in the moment. And so there definitely will be that. And I love 54 Below because it reminds me of our family living room growing up and that joy of sitting around and playing and singing. And I think that's what that audience goes there for, and that's what I go there for.
Well, get a Caesar salad and a drink and pull up a chair and see Debbie Gibson right up front and center. When these songs, you look, all of them, Only in My Dreams, Shake Your Love, Electric Youth, you know, they all are written by you.
Yes.
Do people, I know you're the youngest person to have a #1 written song and perform, so that has been 30 plus years you've held that title. Did people encourage you to talk about that growing up? Was it something that was kept secret? Have you always considered yourself a songwriter first? How do you distinguish your artistry?
All great questions. I mean, like the thing is, when it first came, like the music industry machine was so programmed to think that they had to hire older males to do everything, including write songs for young girls, which always was astounding to me. It's like, but who better to speak to? And I wasn't speaking to only young girls. I was speaking to boys, and you know, my LGBTQIA plus fan base. Like, I can't tell you how many people come up to me and they say those songs held my hand and those songs felt like hope and those songs felt, and it's because I too always felt like somebody who didn't fit into the checked boxes. Do you know what I mean? Like I just always felt that way, and I always felt like I spoke to my peers in that way, and I spoke to you know, that first love and that first heartbreak, and so it was comical and frustrating trying to make it make sense to these executives who were just like, but you don't want to work with Babyface? It's like, no, no, no. I want to work with Babyface, but not right now while I'm establishing my voice and my connection, because I'm going to sound like Babyface featuring Debbie Gibson. And that's what my late great momager Diane fought hard for. And that's what I fought hard for. I wanted the connection to my audience and that vision to be pure. And so, yeah, I think that a lot of people know that I write my own songs and wrote those hits, and then a lot of people don't. And my manager Heather and I always joke that we're in the re-education process because it's a whole new chapter. And you know, I do think people enjoy knowing those facts. I think they just enjoy knowing that the artist is speaking from their heart.
Yeah, and that's what we hear. When we hear them, we know that they mean something to you, so they resonate to us, and they're part of our lives for sure.
Thank you. Even while working on the book, I'm very careful because I'm a wordsmith. I love words and I love crafting words. But if it gets too cerebral and crafty, sounding like I'm reporting on, I go, wait a minute. How would I just say this? How would this sound on the audiobook? Like, it has to sound like a conversation to me always, because that to me is how we all connect.
Are you excited about, was the book painful? Was it exciting? What's it like to write a book?
It's so crazy because it makes me feel like I'm 83. But at the same time, I've lived so much life and so much showbiz life that I have to leave stuff out because, like, you can't. I'm realizing why people write multiple memoirs. Like, you have to actually keep expounding and going deeper. And so I'm finding this balance between running through some facts that I know people will want, or maybe things they hadn't heard before, and then trying to stop and focus on one thing and paint a picture and try to recall some dialogue from that time, even if I was 6 years old. Like, I'll give one little fun tidbit away that I was just working on this morning, rewriting because of that very thing. I remember playing the Fur-Elise in the CYO talent contest at Sacred Heart Church, and two other kids, well, it was like, you know, up into the teens, were playing the Fur-Elise. And I remember turning to my mom, and I was 6, and I said, they're playing choppy. They're playing it kind of choppy. And like, I had a teacher at the time that was helping me focus on the emotion and the dynamics. And I heard, din, 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 right? So rather than going, yeah, and da 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 da. I like put that little piece of dialogue in there because I vividly remember saying they're playing choppy, and I wasn't trying to be snarky. It was factual to me. It was like, where are the dynamics? So anyway, those little things and what I was wearing and where I picked it out and what the, just to kind of give people that context. And it is emotionally intense writing about my mother-daughter relationship, writing about some relationship. I'm not somebody who likes to, I'm a forgive and forget and move on person. I don't have a lot of like bridges burned and things to reveal in that way, and right. However, there are some people in my business world who kind of left in a huff, and I've extended the olive branch, and they didn't want to have the adult conversations because you have to remember, like, my mom was speaking on my behalf for so long because I was a kid, and as I grew into myself, I was kind of like, I want to call that president of that label, or I want to call that. And if they were like acting like a jilted boyfriend, like, well, I don't want to. Now I'm going to write about it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like out of spite. It's out of, well, now we only have my version of the story that I tried to talk to you about, but you didn't want to. So that's what's been really interesting. And what stories are worth telling? What feeds the bigger narrative? Because I didn't have any Me Too stories, but I have the stories of the male power play. I have a million of those. So it's what in of those are worth telling, and why am I telling it? What's that intention? And so it is fascinating. It's like more time you want to spend on your own psyche than like anybody. It's like being in therapy all day, every day when you're writing. So it's a lot. It's a lot, but it's really cool because I do think I think the most interesting part of my story is that my mom and I together took on this landscape that we knew nothing about, out of the pure love of music and out of the love of people and wanting to connect with people. And who, like, we didn't have a map, and we were both, and she's such a big part of the story, but we were always both very resilient. And even my team now, and like, we're kind of like, okay, it's the whack-a-mole game. Well, you're down that hole, you're in the dark going, where's my next place I can pop up? And we keep going. I think it's like it's a story about resilience, really, is my entire life story.
You know what's funny? That word, I was just teaching my cute little sixth graders the word resilience and being resilient. And when things are hard, we keep going. And then you're an example of $1,000 songwriting contest from WOR radio to 18 millions of records sold, written by you. And it's interesting because you talk about love and you talk about your family, your mom, and relationships, romantic and friendships, and all the different types of love. But also you've had great love for yourself to be able to preserve this music. And you've always, being a child star, the most famous person in the world, and you've reinvented and you keep going and make more music and make more art. If it's Broadway, if it's the television things, if it's the Hallmark movies, which thank you for representing gay people and Christmas and Hallmark movies, you have continued to grow. You don't just sit back and say, did it, I'm going to the mailbox and get my checks and take a nap. You keep going.
Thank you. No, I mean, my biggest fear is that I don't have enough decades left to do all the other things I want to do. Like there are so many, I want to score films. I want to conduct a symphony. Like I want to experience that. But mainly I want to be like Tina Turner, who just kept rocking until she couldn't no more, just chose a different, like she went, okay, great. Now I'm going to go and do this part of my life. But yeah, I mean, I think that like constantly navigating and discovering new parts of yourself. Like I loved growing up in New York and in theater, like on Long Island, because you had to learn how to sing, dance, act. And then for me, it was the songwriting as well. And so I say to like your sixth graders and whatever, are they theater kids or you just teach
both? Public
Amazing.
school and then theater, yeah.
Oh wait, my phone. I'm on my phone.
No worries.
So that was funny. So I say to like all young people, learn as much as you can and be versatile, because the thing you do might not always be the thing in demand. The job you're looking for might not always have openings. And so the more you can know within your craft, the better. And especially in the arts, you know, like, yeah. Yeah.
I wish I stayed in piano lessons, and maybe I would have written a Lost in Your Eyes moment. While we're here on Broadway
It's
World,
never too late to start the piano lessons is my message for you today.
I can give you a C and a G7 and an F chord. I mean, that's a start.
But I used to say it to my mom. She goes, I always wanted to learn piano. I go, Mom, in 5 years, you're going to be 5 years older anyway. So why not be 5 years older with 5 years of piano under your belt?
You're 100.
Start.
Okay, you're on it. My mom is 67 years old, and she's learning the accordion from a man.
Oh my God, that's the hardest instrument in the world. Like, I've tried to play the accordion, and it's kudos to your mom, because that's a hard instrument.
She Zooms a little man in Italy for $25 a week, and he teaches her she was playing Moon River the other day. So we're a Broadway show, and your Broadway history and West End history, if it's Grease, if it's Les Mis, if it's Beauty and the Beast, which I saw growing up as a kid, you in it, if it's Chicago, if it's Cabaret, when did the love of theater, when did Broadway come to you, and what was it like to do, instead of a concert, going back to your theater roots and doing 8 shows a week on stage?
I mean, you know, I started as a very little girl in theater, and my first equity show was Sheldon Harnick and Michelle Legrand's A Christmas Carol at the Hartman Theater in Stamford, Connecticut. Oh. And Sheldon remained a dear friend for, you know, he was at my Sardi's character unveiling, and I spoke to his wife shortly before he passed. And so, like, he was a very big influence on me, and was very he was inspirational in the songwriting. He always gave that a lot of love and attention. And then I auditioned for Les Mis when I was 15, and Richard J. Alexander will tell you I didn't get the part, but I precociously said, "You better scoop me up now. I'm going to have a big record out next year." And lo and behold, that part of my career started. And then when I was 21 or 21, I was on tour. And we as in my mom, really invited him to see me in concert, because I was doing On My Own as my encore in a pop concert, which everybody was kind of like, what? But much like Wicked now, and I said this in a post recently, I said, before there was Elphaba, there was Eponine. Eponine was the coveted pop role that bridged the gap between pop fans and theater fans. Because Francis Raphael delivered it with those popisms and those scoops, which, by the way, they wouldn't let me do the scoops, because then they were like, that's too pop. And I'm like, but she did it. But I needed to go more legit to prove myself weirdly. But that was the beginning of the and then I did between the Broadway shows, the West End, national tours, and regional, I did 17 musicals in 17 years. And I became like fixated on checking every, like, short of Maria von Trapp and Peter Pan, I pretty much, and oh my God, and Sonia, and they're playing her song, I pretty much checked off every ingenue that I wanted to play ever. And so it was a great time. I saw you showed the Gypsy picture. I love that Gypsy's back. I can't wait to see Danny and Audra and everybody in that production. And I got to do it with Betty Buckley. I write about that in the book too. I love Betty. We had an interesting time in that show. She taught me a lot, but it was an experience, because we had to learn Gypsy fast. We had like 3 weeks rehearsal to get Gypsy up, and it was an exquisite production. It really was. So proud to be a part of that at Paper Mill.
3 weeks. I love, as a Jersey boy, we love Paper Mill.
I mean, I did Funny Girl in 3 weeks. I did all the productions where it was like the budget, and it had to go up. And, you know, the Froude Playhouse doing Brigadoon and Company with Judith Light and Christopher Seabird. And I've had such a great, like, I've run the gamut of doing like really legit theater with legit people. I like didn't fall into the stunt casty thing, because I've always had the utmost respect for theater, and it's where I started.
Well, because you got the chops. There's no stunt casting when you book Debbie Gibson on a show, because she can sing and act.
I've got to lock myself in a room, in a steam room, and I'm not like, I have to go to great lengths to do it, you know. So for anybody who thinks too, like, oh, so and so just has the chops, like, know that there are some people who can like roll out of bed and they're born to hit those notes. That's not me. I have to really get in a certain like Olympic singing zone, and it's hard. You have to dig deep. But I knew that I had to honor the material and not show up and half-ass it. So, yeah.
Well, we love you. And
Thank you.
I hope everybody that's watching, as we're talking, 54below.org, it's February 7th and 8th. You can get your tickets, come see the show. It's going to be a magical special night. It's perfect because Valentine's Day is too crowded and busy and hectic. Come the weekend before and have a moment with your special loved one, or treat yourself and your friends or whomever. Get a ticket.
Yes, it's just going to be a fun, unique show. Again, like incorporating elements of things people have seen from me and things people haven't. So, yeah.
To find out more information about you, where you're going to be when the memoir comes out, all the new music that comes out, the Christmas tour has become a thing. Like, it's become your thing. Go to DebbieGibsonOfficial.com, or we can all follow you on Instagram at Debbie Gibson so we can stay up. And she plays all the time on her social media. Like, she's just standing there playing these songs for you. So why are you not following her?
Thank you. Thank you so much, Robert. You're awesome.
Oh, we adore you. All my friends, we toured with my big gay Italian wedding, and my friend, when I told them that I was in Florida last week, and I told them I was going to be with you, and they were like, you know that growing up, I had the biggest crush on Jordan Knight, and I watched the Say Goodbye video thousands of times, and I could sing her. But you really are.
I love that.
You have a piece of our heart, really, with all of us. So
thank you so much.
I'm excited, and next time you come on, I'm going to just burst into song. That's my promise.
I love that. Please do. And then in 5 years, you're going to have 5 years of piano lessons, and
I'm going to play Lost in Your Eyes for you. That's what I'm going to play it.
Please.
Done.
Thank you.
I love and appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you,
everybody.
Great energy. Bye, everybody.
Bye. There you go. Debbie Gibson. Hi, Kristen. Yay! My Kristen is here. What'd you say? Latte says she hasn't aged at all. Adrian says she still sounds amazing. Saw her twice with New Kids on the Block. Her and Joe singing Lost in Your Eyes. Gorgeous. Cat Daddy say for someone who is so iconic and successful, she seems very down to earth and grounded. Very inspiring. Mike wants to know who's teaching my mom Weird Al. Yep. My mom is being taught the accordion by Weird Al. She's going to kill me for telling people that. Mike says, that was a great interview. She's very sweet. And my sister Renee Snook says she loved it. So thank you all for being here. I hope you're all great. Next week, Sherry Shepard is here. Christine says, such a fun chat. She looks fabulous, and I still adore her so very much. I love her. I'm going to go take a shower and listen to Lost in Your Eyes and cry. Tears of happiness. My mom says so fun, so lively. Just like my mom's accordion playing. Man, I can't wait for my mom to play a polka. This is good. A says, that's one of the many things we love about Rose. Yes, she's an accordion legend. Her, Weird Al, those are the only people who've ever played the accordion. Maybe Jimmy Roselli. Look, I love you all so much for being here. You're all so cute. Thank you for spending an hour with me. Next week, Sherry Shepard is here, and that's always that is always a trip. She's always so much fun. Poker, I hardly know her. Ba-dum-bum. Grumpy Old Men, starring Mike Melfa and Robert Bannon, coming soon to the main Playhouse. See, Latte's brother played accordion for years. Thank you. See, I play a little. Like when I take my mom's accordion, I can play it. I can. Like I can't do the two hands, but I could play the one hand. I'm a one-hand accordion player. So Christine says, thanks for a wonderful time together each Thursday night. Love you, Robert, Darius, and all the roundtablers. Christine, thank you. Good luck. Say hello to Jim Caruso and Billy Stritch for me. Have great shows. Everybody have a great weekend. I love you all so much for being here. I'll see you next week for Sherry Shepard on Thursday. Watch me on Spotify and the Broadway Podcast Network. Join us tomorrow while we have the one and only Adam Pascal and Nick Adams over on the Broadway World Show. When you go to Broadway World tomorrow night, 4 or 5 o'clock, my face just pops up. You go to Broadway World, my face just boom pops up on you. It was funny. Darius was a coworker who was like, I recognized him because I saw him interview Leslie Odom Jr. because his face just boom. Thank you, and Alyssa. Have a great week, fam. My mom says it was a dream of hers, and my mom's gonna get all her dreams. I hope my mom's dream is to also win the Mega Millions. That would be a great dream to come true. Darius, we love you too. I'm coming up there, babes. Cat Daddies, Robert always turns out an amazing. Thank you. I appreciate you. And now I want chicken parm at Carmine's. Good, Christine. Yes, love you all. Love you all. Look, in this world, things say, in this world, there's a lot of craziness going on. There's divisiveness. There's bad news around every corner. I told Adrian earlier today, I'm trying to limit the amount of news I watch. It's really hard because it makes me mad. But what I do know is that there's a great community out here of people out here, people that are DEI, that are of color, that are gay, that are women, that are you, that are me, that are us. And there's a huge community out here. Don't let the negative get you. Don't let all the negativity think that you're alone or that there's not people out there that love and respect you. What is out here is all of us. We could be a family together. We could band together. And when we're together, nothing is ever going to stop us. So we got to keep the faith. There's more love than there is hate. There is more joy than there is sadness. And there is more good than there is bad. We just have to keep that perspective, keep looking for it, find it, and focus on that. Don't let years and years go by of focusing on being angry and about them. Let's focus on us. Let's show us some love. So good night, everybody. God bless you. And until next time, I'll see you next week. Stay in touch, and I'll see you later. Thank you for being here. The best is yet to come. Bye.